beautiful. But sometimes we get to a place where we can really call out for greater peace and choose that peace. And then there's times where maybe you're minding your own business, everything's peaceful and beautiful, and something lands right in front of you and you have to do something about it. So it's all good no matter what's happening, and we all learn our different lessons according to whatever life path we're choosing, right?
Absolutely. I'm still sitting here trying to think about something that I can share with you. And
that's okay.
It just doesn't come up. I mean, some people may say, "Oh, he's so naive. It's probably all around him, and he doesn't see it."
Is that what you feel?
No. No, not at all.
No. It's okay. I kind of put you on the spot anyway.
Ask me something else.
You're like, ask me something else. Okay. Well, if anybody, I'll give you guys a few minutes. We have 10 minutes left of the show. If anybody wants to call in, and I could do a reading on you, so we could do an angel reading, divine guidance. I've got goddess cards. So if you guys want to call in. Don't be shy. And if you guys have a question or just something you relate to, just share it with Amnon on there and join the conversation. So maybe you can explain something you've recently gone through. I'm feeling, though, that everybody watching, no matter what life path we're walking, we all at some deep core level understand that there's values here that are really important in our lives. And even though we may all have very different belief systems in life and different kind of influences culturally, or, different people telling us different rules, at a deep place inside, I feel we all have an understanding of how important it is to be truthful. And some of us have maybe been raised to lie because they think, it's scary if you tell truth and you don't want to hurt people's feelings, so withhold truth, or you could get in trouble. So they've learned to be manipulative. And I've personally found that I observe, no matter who the people are, how rich they are, how poor they are, if they're, famous or no one even knows who they are, they're just living out in the country somewhere. If they're not being truthful to themselves, they're not actually living in their highest alignment, and they're not having the courage to be independent and the courage to actually choose liberation and freedom, I feel that there is a cost to that, and it does take a toll on us. And so look into your own life. Maybe today this is just to encourage some inner reflection on, am I living my highest truth? Am I actually speaking up for what matters to me? Am I taking a stand? And this doesn't mean we have to become aggressive and violent and go fight everything. I actually feel like it's the opposite. When we're really in alignment, we know what we stand for, and we know who we are at a soul level, like what really matters most to us as far as like values and morals. And we take a stand on them, but we show honor and respect to others as they find their own way as well. Because like I said, there's going to be people of all different levels of consciousness, and there's certain people in my movie that maybe I started my life with that did not show the reverence and honor that I know I deserve. And so my moving away from them in the movie doesn't mean I don't still love them. It just means that I won't tolerate their abusive behavior, and that's me loving me. And sometimes if we can do that and we can really claim that power, we can start to slowly show others how to do that as well. Even if at first they judge us and they want to make fun of us or call us names for actually choosing that truthful path, I feel it's like a subliminal, you're giving subliminal permission to them just by being it, just by being in their presence. You're showing them what alignment looks like. And that's really the highest way that we can teach. We don't really need to go and save everybody or convince them of our way, but just be true to self, because that's what's going to matter so much for each one of you listening today. If you're not being true to self and you're denying your own voice, you're denying what matters to you most, you're hanging out with people who shame you and degrade you all the time, it will have a toll, and it will start to really wear you out vibrationally. So, any other comments that you have, Amnon? Did you think of anything?
No, I'm just thinking about you reading before. What were you reading from?
It was from the The ISIS oracle?
Yeah, that ISIS is not a popular word these days.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting because I've been meditating lately, and Goddess Isis was actually coming to me in meditations. I was just told it was Isis, and I was seeing a lot of Egyptian, like, visions from Egypt, and I've had a lot of past life memory recall lately. And then I was just going to take my dog to the doctor the other day, and I went in my favorite bookstore that I haven't been in a long time, probably like a year since I've been to that bookstore in Portland called New Renaissance. And I went in there, and these cards were just kind of like, like illuminating on the shelf. And then another deck that I got, which are the liquid crystal. It's like a liquid crystal deck, and it's on different crystal healing. But it was cool because I opened it up, and it was so fitting with what I had been told in dream state and things with Isis. And I feel what it really is happening is, I think I shared this with you, Amnon, like the people that are using the name ISIS for their terrorist agenda, I feel are kind of purposely doing that to misuse the power of that goddess and what she represents. And it's pretty symbolic for how much we're shifting and clearing, and that we need to, like, if Spirit's telling me, Tanya, that you need to burn down your history, which is what I recently was told in a meditation, you need to burn down your history, like a phoenix shedding her old skin. Let your history go if it's no longer serving you, so that you can rise anew. And this is something that, this is an individual level, but at a planetary level, we need to do this as well, where countries are each burning down their history so that we can actually make new, come to a place where we can encourage and cultivate new relationships with each other. But if we're always carrying around all this history and fear, it ultimately becomes really hard and heavy and burdensome to show up in the now with each other, because we're carrying all that baggage. Kind of like people that need to clear all this before they go into a new relationship. Like if Sarah's doing her work and she's really clearing all of her pain and all of the guilt and the shame from her past relationships, and she sees that that matters, and she takes the time to work on herself and heal herself and return to wholeness, she lightens her load, and vibrationally she is lighter. She's going to actually attract a lighter being that's going to actually create more beauty and peace with her. But if she's really heavy and burdened and fearful, and then she just wants to quickly get a relationship to hide out in so that she can feel safe with someone else, she's probably, well, not probably, this is really how it works vibrationally, she's going to draw in a being that is also heavy and vibrationally has a lot of disruption, until they can both kind of see the mirroring in each other to cultivate expansive change and cultivate that burning down of history. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, don't blame those people for using the name ISIS. They did not choose it. We gave it to them.
Who gave them that?
We, the United States.
I thought the United States was calling it something different, like a different pronunciation.
They call all kind of things around the world, but ISIS is the way the media call it, and it's something Iraqi, Syrian, something, I can't remember. The president likes to call them ISIL. But no, I mean, blame them for all you want, but not for this.
Oh, I'm not even blaming anybody. I'm just saying I feel like whoever is projecting that could be, and this is just a could be like consciously or subconsciously trying to create that to actually shame a very powerful goddess. But big picture, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't watch the news. I do give a shit as far as what terrorists are doing, and I can see that they've got to be hurting and fearful to the core to create what they're creating. But this is where I don't really put a lot of energy into those energies, because that's just not my reality. But I do send love to everyone going through those struggles, because I'm pretty sure, like, I chose to be incarnated here in the U.S. in this lifetime, and there's humans that chose to be in the Middle East in this lifetime, and to be a woman in the Middle East in this lifetime is a pretty harsh experience. And so I send love to all of them that are over there going through all this stuff. But it's not something I put a lot of energy into, like the news and the media. If Spirit wants me to understand something, it'll come to me and I'll meditate and send love there. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. I just feel like personally, that is another thing. If we get onto the topic of the independence and the peace and liberation, freedom, we have the freedom of what we put into our mind. We have the freedom to choose to listen to the media and believe everything they say, or to just turn that damn TV off. You guys have the freedom to listen to the show or just turn me off anytime. And really, that's what's beautiful. That's something that I feel we should all have the right to. But there's a lot of stuff I've observed back when I used to watch TV that's just crap. And it's all agenda of controlling and manipulating the masses to think a certain way. And I would rather think for myself. And this is why I don't really tune into all that stuff too much. Not because of ignorance or because I am naive or anything that, people may want to say. Because I've had people say that, like, oh, you're so naive. You need to research everything that's going wrong on the planet. And I'm like, actually, I observe your energy and you're a terrified, anxious being. And I'm very at peace. And so why should I go your path? I mean, that's just the way I look at things. Just very simple. If you appear to me to be very centered and balanced and calm and peaceful, I may really tune in and listen to what you have to say. But if your path that you're choosing creates such tension and anxiety and paranoia, I don't really go that path very purposefully. That's just me personally.
That's a good way to go.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe if some of you are watching too much of that news, turn it off and start to meditate instead and actually ask questions and listen to the answers inside and find your own alignment rather than have everyone telling you what to think. That's a big part of choosing your freedom, choosing your liberation and your independence is thinking for yourself and feeling what you feel, not just doing what people tell you, but really practicing discernment. What do I feel about this? Does this feel right? Does it not feel right? All right. Well, thank you guys. We're at 6 o'clock. I was going to say a reminder that next Sunday we'll have a rerun of a show. A past show will be played because I actually am going to be at English Estates Winery. So anyone local who wants to come, we're doing an art show. My husband and I have a lot of our clocks and our artwork at the art show Saturday and Sunday. I want to say it's from like 11 to 6 p.m. both days. So if you want to come out, and I'll be back the following week. But
did you tell them where?
It's at English Estates Winery, and if you're local, it's basically off of 164th and Mill Plain. And if you pass Target and then go left, it's off First Street. So if you Google English Estate Winery, you'll be able to find it. And then what else was I going to say? I don't know. Basically, if any of you guys, if you're feeling like you want to, like Sarah's a person that she's been mentoring with me for about a year. She's come to a lot of the Empowering Empath workshops. She's come to meditation and yoga, and she's had several aura clearings. And she has taken a huge change and turn in her life and healed a lot. And so if she inspired you today, let's just say that didn't just happen coincidentally. That was a lot of work being done. And if you feel like you're at that place where you're ready to be more authentic, you're ready to do your soul healing and work, you're not afraid anymore to actually look into the emotional, cellular memories, contact me and set up a session, or we could do a Skype session just to get to know each other there. So feel free to contact me if you're interested. And if you want to come to the art show, come. I would love to see you guys. So thank you for joining us today, and I wish you all the most amazing Independence Day every single day of your life. Namaste.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Help In with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Lessons of Vietnam with NCBVI members, The Tanya Love Show, Your Healthy Pet with Gisela DiCarlo, and And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.insp.org.